Sushruta for NEET is now available on the Google Play Store. Try it out for free.
Good evening, everybody. We have been studying, we have been studying about the codominance in the last class. And I was explaining that, I was telling that we can do the blood test just by taking a slide. Put a drop of blood here, another drop of blood here, and one more drop of blood here. 3 drops of blood you can put on 3 places on the slide. Now we are putting some some anti-serum A and anti-serum D and anti-serum B. This anti-serum A is having antibody A. This anti-serum B has antibody B. And this has somewhat antibody D. Now, whenever we put a drop of this anti-serum, I am putting this indicating as anti-serum. This is antibody A. This is antibody D. And this is antibody. One minute, I made a mistake. This is, antibody B. Now, when you put this anti-serum and mix this, now we see that there is a clotting. We are mixing, are mixed, you see clotting. And when these are mixed, you see clotting. When these two are mixed, you see clotting, agglutination. Now you tell me, what is the blood group? Anyone? What is the blood group of this person? I hope all of you are hearing me. I have put the blood group of a person in 3 places. Then I have put antibodies. And now this is what you have the reaction. Come on, are you hearing me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Now you tell me, what is the blood group of the person?
AB positive.
AB positive. Who said it? Rakesh. Rakesh? Is it Rakesh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Star of the day. You are star of the day. Suppose here there is no clotting. It is quite smooth. There is no clotting. Quite smooth. What is the blood group? What is the blood group of the person? Hello? Here there is clotting. Here there is clotting. But with the anti-serum here, there is no clotting. Hello, are you there? Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
What is the blood group?
B positive, sir.
B positive. Correct. It is B positive. Now, there is no clotting. Now, what is the blood group?
O positive.
O positive. There is no clotting here. What is the blood group?
O negative.
O negative. I hope it is understood. Is it understood by everyone?
No, sir. Can you explain it how?
Well, yeah. Who is this?
Kenny, sir.
Kenny, sir, tell me. Now, first what I said, what is this? This is the blood.
Blood.
And what is this?
Anti-serum A.
Anti-serum. Anti-serum has what antibody?
A.
A antibody. If the A antibody reacts with the blood, what should be here in this blood? What reacts with the antiserum antibody A reacts with what? And produces agglutination? Can you say?
Yes, sir.
With what?
And antigen A.
Yeah, this person has antigen A. So what is the blood group of that person? A person with the blood group A.
A.
Yeah. Okay. Now I said there is a clotting, agglutination here also. What is the blood group? This
B.
is a B antibody. That should be what? What antigen?
B.
B antigen. So A antigen is there, B antigen is there, and here also agglutination. So what is the blood group? This is for RH. So it is, can you say?
Positive.
A, B,
Positive.
positive. Okay. Now you tell me. Okay. I am telling that there is no agglutination here. There is no agglutination here. You tell me what is the blood group of the person?
Sir, O
Yeah,
positive.
one minute. Can you say? What is the blood group of the person? We have put all these 3 drops of blood is of one person only. We have put 1 drop here, another drop here. Can you say? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
And now you tell me what is the blood group? Why doubt? Here, there is no agglutination. Why there is no agglutination? Why there is no agglutination?
Antigen A.
Pardon?
Antigen A.
For agglutination, what should be here?
Antigen B.
Yeah, antigen B should be there, but B is not there. So what is the blood group of this person?
A.
A?
Negative.
A negative. Now, what is the blood group of this person? No agglutination. This dot showing, it means it is smooth. If I show like this, it is clotting. No clotting. What is the blood group?
O
Anyone?
negative.
Pardon?
O negative.
O negative, right? I hope it is understood, everyone.
Yeah.
Anyone has doubt? No. So, now let us study inheritance of A, B, and O blood group. Please note down, the inheritance of A, B, O blood group was explained by Bernstein. Very important, remember. So, what is done for this? And generally, whenever we use these genetics of the, or whenever we study genetics of the blood group, we use the symbol I. Why I? I is abbreviation of isohemoagglutination. Remember, we are using this abbreviation I. Right? You must know that with regard to the blood group, there is how many genes?
3.
With regard to blood group,
3.
how many genes? How many alleles?
3.
Gene 3 alleles. Sir, 3.
Genes?
1 gene.
One gene.
3 alleles.
Rakesh, 1 gene, 3 alleles. But out of the 3 alleles, at a time, only 1 allele occupies the locus. What are the 3 alleles? IA, IB,
I and small I.
small I. So, at a locus, you will come across either IA, or IB, or small I, or IA, small I, IB, small I, or IB. Right? This is what you are seeing. So, Bernstein explained or demonstrated the inheritance of multiple alleles. Blood group study is an example for multiple alleles. multiple alleles at one locus, but remember, at a given time, there will be out of the 3 alleles, whatever I have said, only one allele will be seen at one locus and another allele at another locus in the homologous chromosome. Now, any student, do you know the gene for blood group is situated on? Gene or alleles for blood group. Gene for blood group is situated on, or allele for blood group is situated on, alleles for blood group are situated on chromosome number 9. Chromosome number, in human, it is situated on chromosome number 9. The gene
Sir.
which is responsible,
1
yes,
second. Sir, genes occurs in pairs, no, sir?
alleles occurs in pairs. Gene means one gene has 2 alleles.
They have given in the
alleles-
NCRT, sir.
These
NCRT that the
alleles- pardon?
they have given in the NCRT that in the columns they have given, sir.
What given?
Genes occurs in pairs.
Genes occurs means here, I have told you on the other day, many times gene and alleles are considered as synonymous. But otherwise, a gene is allelic pair. Allelic pair. Now, the gene which is responsible for the production of antigen A is IA. For B, it is IB. And the gene which is responsible for the absence of antigen is IO or small I. Right? So, let us now look into the genotype of these blood groups. Now, you know, A blood group individual has IA, or it may be IA, IO, or small I. Anything you can write. I hope you understand. For B, IB, or IB, IO, or IB small I. For AB, IB. For O, it is IO, or small I. Understood? Clear? Clear? Now, my question is that, now I am giving you one question. What is the example for? What is the example for codominance? 1, blood group A. 2, blood group B. 3, blood group AB. And 4, blood group, all of these. All
Blood
of
group AB.
Blood group AB.
AB, sir.
All of this.
Please remember, the example for codominance is blood group AB. Not A, not B. In A is dominant. Suppose this is a blood group genotype. Here, both are alleles homozygous. When heterozygous is there, I, which is dominant on which? IA is dominant on small I. So, in A and B blood group, there is a dominance and recessive relationship in heterozygous.
Sir, in IA, both are dominant, no, sir?
IA, both are dominant, no doubt. But I am
homozygous condition.
But I am asking you which is example for codominance.
Both are dominant, so they are dominant over each other, so they are codominant, no, sir? In the homozygous condition.
They are the same, you know. Do
Yes,
you
sir.
say that? Do you say that this is codominant? Do you say that this is codominant?
No, sir, dominant.
Okay. So here it is dominant, and here when it is a heterozygous condition, IA is dominant on small I. That means or IO. IO or I is recessive to capital A. I hope you understand this point. Now the question is that with regard to blood group, how many genotypes and how many phenotypes are there? Anyone, quick. With regard to blood group, how many phenotypes and how many genotypes? Quick.
6 genotypes.
4
6 genotypes,
Phenotypes 4.
4 phenotypes. These are the 4 phenotypes. Phenotypes are A, B, AB, and O. That is what you see. And these are the 6 genotypes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you must know that blood group study is the best example for multiple allelism. Multiple allelism is different from multiple factor or polyinkinetance. It is not an example for a multiple gene. Please note down, blood group is an example for multiple allelism. Right? What is the significance of blood group study? The knowledge of blood compatibility is useful in blood transfusion. A knowledge of genetical background of the blood group helps us to solve problems that arise in the society, such as disputed parentage. Disputed parentage. That means many times the doubt arises, who is the real mother of the baby? Many times in hospitals, baby gets mixed up, maybe gets exchanged. And at that time, to find out who is the real mother of that baby, the blood group study may help. And also suspected fidelity. If at all, the doubt is there, who is the real father of this baby, X or Y? At that time, this also helps to solve the problem, to know who is the real father of this suspected fidelity. So it is also useful in a forensic investigation. Now, my question is that, let us say that there is a woman with O blood group. O blood group woman, okay, she complains on AB group man, complains that AB group man is the father of her baby A group baby. Okay, and okay, I'll make it I'll make it different. O group baby. Woman complains that AB group person is the father of O group baby. As a student of genetics, what is your verdict? Anyone? Can? Yeah?
No, sir.
No. Why?
Because A and B both are dominant characters and it cannot produce O blood group.
You must know. Now, this is man. Let us write the genotype. You tell me, what is the genotype of woman?
I, small I, small I.
Small I. Or I shall write like this, IO. Or I prefer to write LO. Tell me why I brought the word LO. Why LO? I write LO and LB. Who is this LB? What is L? L stands for, always you also write here afterwards, L stands for Landsteiner. Who is a Landsteiner? Who is a Landsteiner? Who is a Landsteiner?
He discovered the human blood groups.
Who is telling this?
Navya.
Now, why that this much of time? I have made it. Have you not taken down yesterday?
Yes, I have taken down, sir.
Landsteiner.
Sir, I was having problem while muting myself. It is on my cell phone, that's why.
Who is the discoverer of AB blood group?
Sir, his students.
Alfred von Danskos. Alfred von.
AB blood group was discovered by De Castello and Stirling. These all you are not supposed to forget. It appears that you have not read yesterday. Right? So, I write L because of the respect to Landsteiner. Am I right? What is this LO? Blood group of woman. What is LALB? Blood group of man. Can they have O group child? Can they have O group baby?
No.
This couple?
No, sir.
No. Therefore, she is telling a lie. They cannot have O group baby. What baby they can have? What baby they can have? What
A.
baby they can have?
A or B.
A or
They
B.
can have heterozygous A group, or they can have heterozygous B group. They can have either A group or B group. They cannot have O group child. They cannot have AB group child. Have you understood this concept?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall we go ahead? Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This, please take down. There cannot be parent and offspring relation between A, B, and O. Please note down. There cannot be parent and offspring relation between A, B, and O. AB group person, A and O group person, this couple cannot have AB group person cannot have O group child, or O group parents cannot have AB group child. Understood? Clear? So, the most common blood group in the world is B, but in India it is O positive. And the rare blood group in the world is AB negative. You must know that O negative is the universal donor. Understood? Okay? Right? Now, I would like to take up, I want to give one information. So this, you know, in your answer book it's written, whenever we study about incomplete dominance, we just hear about only, what is that? Which example? Incomplete dominance.
Snapdragon.
Snapdragon.
Yeah?
Snapdragon.
Snapdragon, antirrhinum majors. And also another example,
Mirabilis.
Mirabilis Silapa. But please remember, in your NCERT, there is one more example, that is this example. So, starch is a synthesizer, or starch synthesis in pea seeds is controlled by one gene, capital B, and its recess is a small b. And whenever it is a BB, homozygous condition, starch grains are large. Whenever it is a small bb, where the starch grains are smaller. But whenever it is capital B and a small b, you would come across intermediate size. So please remember, it is given in the NCERT book that the starch grain size is an example for incomplete dominance. Please remember, this is there in your NCERT book. I would like to give you one more example. Have you studied this with your students? Bombay blood group?
You
Navya.
told about it, sir, once.
Navya,
Yes, sir.
have you heard about this?
Yeah, yes, sir. In one, like, in the trial classes, you told about it.
Me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think then it is not required. You know, in the Bombay blood group individual, there is what you call small HH. And this is a rare blood group and it's called Bombay blood group. Okay. So you play, I don't want to repeat it again. And for the antigen to get produced, we always require a substance called H substance. In the Bombay blood group individuals, this H substance is not produced because that H antigen is not there, that allele is not there, dominant allele is not there. So H substance is not produced, it is in a recessive form. So that's all about this. And I hope you have studied about RH factor last year. Just to note down one sentence, Landsteiner and Wiener, they have reported the presence of RH antigen in human beings along with the antigen A and B in the human RBC. Very important sentence. Landsteiner and Wiener reported the presence of RH antigen in the human RBC. Those who have RH antigen, they are called RH positive. Those who do not have RH antigen, they are called RH negative. Right? So this you have studied in the last year, and we are going to take up the next topic for our study, that is the inheritance of two genes. Inheritance of two genes. In the last class, we have studied inheritance of one gene. So, the best example that is taken up for inheritance of two genes, the seed color and seed shape. And since the two contrasting characters are taken for this study, the cross is called dihybrid cross. You will be asked in examination, what is a dihybrid cross? A dihybrid cross is the cross between two of the plants which differ in two characters. One is a seed color and then is a seed shape. Now let us look into that. A true breeding yellow round is crossed with a true breeding green wrinkled. What we are writing? True breeding yellow. We are using the alphabet capital Y. And for round, we are using capital R. I have been telling you, please remember, whenever we write the genes, we have to write two allele. For any character, you have to write two allele. Two allele. Because one allele has come from the paternal side and another allele has come from the maternal side. So you have yellow round, YYRR. And this true breeding yellow round is crossed with the true breeding green wrinkled, y, smaller. And F1 is capital Y, small y, capital R, smaller. What is this? The F1 is a dihybrid. We call it a dihybrid because both the characters are in a heterozygous condition, dihybrid. And when these dihybrid are self-pollinated, then you do get in F2 generation 9 out of 16 yellow round, 3 out of 16 green round, 3 out of 16 yellow wrinkle, and 1 out of 16 green wrinkle. So the F2 ratio, phenotypic ratio is 9:3:3:1. Which are the F2 phenotypes? F2 phenotypes are yellow round, green round, yellow wrinkle, green wrinkle. What is the phenotypic ratio? 9:3:3:1. What is the genotypic ratio? Who will tell me? What is the genotypic ratio?
1:2:1, 2:4:2, 1:2:1.
Okay, I would like to put it like that. 1:2:1:2, 1:2:4:1:2, 1:2:1. So now the question is that how many times you have 4?
Once.
1. How many times you have 1?
4 times.
4 times. How many times you have 2?
4 times.
Four
Yeah.
times.
Who answered this question? Who said the ratio?
Kanisa.
Kenisa, I wanted to ask one question to you. Can you tell me which one is 2 and which one is 1 and which one is 4 genotypically? Genotypically, which is the 4? Which don't look at the textbook. Don't look at the textbook. Genotypically, which occurs in 4 in number? It is capital Y, capital R, smaller. That means one which is both heterozygous occurs in both heterozygous. This is also heterozygous. This is also heterozygous. Occurs in 4. Which occurs in 1, 1, 1, 1? 1, 1, 1, 1.
Capital Y.
No, I want to give you 1, 1, 1, 1 is always the one which is homozygous for both. Please remember, please take down the genotype which occurs heterozygous for both character. Heterozygous for both character occurs in 4 number. Genotype which is heterozygous for both characters occurs in 4 number. The one which occurs homozygous for both character, occurs 1 in number. And the one which is homozygous for one character and heterozygous for another character, it occurs in 2 number. I hope you understand. Understood? Hello? I repeat again.
Sir,
I repeat
the
again.
ratio.
I repeat again. The one
Yes, sir.
which occurs heterozygous for both character, is seen in 4 number. The one which is homozygous for both, see like this, homozygous for both. It can be like this or it can be like this also. Like this also. Is it not? It is homozygous for both. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
It occurs in 1 in number. And one homozygous, one heterozygous. One homozygous, this is homozygous. And this is heterozygous. Like this, it always occurs 2 in number. Now let us see that. Look here, this I will come to this point later. Now, you have this one. Capital Y, small y, capital R, smaller. Here also, capital Y, capital R, smaller. Now you tell me, when you will get only 2 gametes produced, when you will get 4 gametes produced, you can see this has produced only 2 gametes. This has produced 4 gametes. Am I right? Are you seeing me? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You tell me under what condition you will get 2 gametes only produced here. And here you come across 4 gametes. Anyone? Is it not? Capital A smaller, capital R smaller, capital A smaller, capital R smaller. But I am showing you here 2 gametes and here I am showing you 4 gametes. Which is correct? A,
Second
not
one.
B. B.
B.
When this happens, A, when it happens, and under what condition this may happen, right? Right? Okay. Now, this is what is. I'll come to that point. I'll give the answer. Right? This is what you see checkerboard, also known as
Punnett square.
Punnett square. Here, you see that this has produced 4 gametes, and this has produced 4 gametes, and this is the result what you have. 9:3:3:1. 9:3:3:1 is the dihybrid F2 ratio. Okay. Now, here, this, how many? Capital A. How many are there out of all this? Only one.
One.
This one? This one? This one? This one?
2.
2. This one?
2.
This one? Am I right? 2. Is it not? This one?
4.
4. Is it not that? My statement, when the both characters are in heterozygous condition, you have 4 of them. Am I right?
Yes.
Am I right? 4 are there. And whenever all are in homozygous, see, both in homozygous, 1. Both in homozygous, 1. Both in homozygous, 1. Both in homozygous, 1. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. One is in homozygous and one is in heterozygous. One is in homozygous. One is heterozygous. Homozygous, heterozygous. What is this? Heterozygous. Sorry. This is heterozygous, homozygous. They are all
2.
2. Am I right?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
This one, is it only 1 or 2? 1 or 2? Why? Small y, capital R, small r. 2.
2.
Understood? So, if at all it is given in the examination, you need not write any checkerboard. You can keep it in your mind. What is that? Both characters heterozygous? How many? Be quick, I say. Both the characters heterozygous. How many number?
4.
4.
All homozygous?
1.
1.
One homozygous, one heterozygous?
2.
2.
2. Right? So this is what you have in your NCERT book. Right. Now, Mendel's law of heredity. Law of independent assortment. What that law of independent assortment says? Simply, each pair of alleles segregate into gametes independently. Each pair of alleles, this is one pair, this is another pair. Each pair of alleles segregate into gametes independently. Now, this can go with this. What happens, gamete? Gamete is capital Y, capital R. Capital Y, capital R. This will go with the small r. What is the gamete? Capital Y, small r. Okay. And this small y comes with capital R. What is the gamete? Capital Y, small y, capital R. And this small y, this small r goes with the one gamete. Now, my question to any one of you, why that these two cannot go together? Why not capital Y and small y together to a gamete? Come on. Are you following me? My question is that why capital Y and small y go together into a gamete? Quick.
Because they're alleles of a single character.
Alleles of a single character. Who said it?
Rafa.
Correct. Rafa, they are alleles of a single character, I agree. But the better answer is that you can give a better answer.
They are heterozygous condition.
Pardon?
Heterozygous condition.
Heterozygous condition, better answer. Now, this Y, capital and capital small y, they are present on They are present on? They are present on
Chromosome.
2 different chromosomes of the homologous pair. During meiosis, one of the homologous chromosome enters into one gamete, another homologous chromosome enters into another gamete. Am I right, Rafa?
Yes, sir.
Rafa? Okay. No, they are heterozygous, agreed. I don't object it. But why they go to different? Because, during gametogenesis, meiosis happens. In the first meiosis, the homologous chromosomes separate. Therefore, they enter into different gametes. Then again, this divide, and again, this goes to longitudinal splitting and gets separated. Understood? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt? Shall I go ahead? 4 classes of gametes are produced in equal amount. Capital Y, capital R, capital Y, small r, small y, capital R, small y, small r. And whenever you write gamete, you put a circle indicating that they are gametes. Only true for, remember, law of independent assortment is only true for genes on separate chromosome. What do you mean by that? Genes on separate chromosome? Law of, very, very important statement. Please note down in your book. Law of independent assortment applies only true for genes on separate chromosome. Genes on separate chromosome. What do you mean by that? Now, I want to find out how many chromosomes are there in Pisum sativum? How many chromosomes?
14.
In Pisum sativum, we have 7 pairs of chromosomes. And Mendel studied how many characters? Mendel studied
7 characters.
7 characters in the Pisum sativum. So, the genes for these 7 characters studied in P by Mendel, they are present. Genes for, please take down, the genes for 7 characters in the P are present on only 4 chromosomes. Genes for 7 characters are present only on 4 chromosomes. And these 4 chromosomes are, which are these 4 chromosomes? These 4 chromosomes are chromosome number
1, 4,
1,
5,
1,
4,
4,
5, 7.
5,
and 7.
7. Yeah. Is it taught in the class or I have taught you?
You taught it, sir.
Yeah. 1, 4, 5, 7. And I hope now, what characters are there on chromosome number 1?
Seed color
What
and
characters
seed
are on
coat
chromosome number
color.
1?
Seed color and seed coat color.
Seed color, and seed coat color. Seed color is also known as
Cotyledon color.
cotyledon color. Seed coat color. All please take down seed color and seed coat color on chromosome number 1. What is that on chromosome number 2? No.
Height of the plant.
What? Chromosome number 2? Height of the plant. Chromosome number 2. Who
No,
said
the
it?
fourth one.
Who said it?
Sir, I heard it 4, sir. I was not able to hear it properly.
Because of rain. Okay. Good girl. Okay. Right. Chromosome number 4. Height of the plant. Then
Pod shape, flower position.
flower position and pod
Pod
shape.
shape.
Pod shape. Okay. Then 5.
Pod color.
Pod color. Then 7.
Seed
Seed
shape.
shape.
Seed shape. Okay. Now, what you are studying? Yellow color. Yellow round. Where is this gene for this? Yellow cotyledon.
First
Huh?
one. Chromosome number 1.
Round.
Chromosome number 7.
Chromosome number 7. Okay. Therefore, now the question is that you can see why, whether this is correct, this is correct. This means, what this means? This means both the genes are present on
Same chromosome.
same chromosome. This means
Different chromosome.
different chromosome. Different chromosome. Understood? Because it is on different chromosome, you get 4 gametes. Understood? It cannot be like this. Clear? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what I wanted to say, law of independent assortment holds good for genes on separate chromosome. Understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
What will happen if the genes are present on the same chromosome? Look at, this is the chromosome, and you have the genes on this. Can these genes separate independently? Can they separate? The genes present on the same chromosome should go together. The genes should go together. They cannot separate. Right? So here, understood? I will teach this topic in the next part. Okay? Clear? Now, law of independent assortment. What meiotic event creates the law of independent assortment? What meiotic event? Meiosis 1. What you see is in meiosis 1. In meiosis 1, homologous chromosomes separate. Homologous chromosomes are separated. And in meiosis 2, sister chromatids are separated. In meiosis 2. Understood? Are you following me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Are you there?
Yes, sir.
You have to reply me, no? So, the chromosome-based Mendel's law trace the genetic events through meiosis, gamete formation, fertilization to offspring. Look here. What do you see here? Meiosis. Metaphase 1. You see first the homologous chromosomes separate, then you see the chromatids separate. Right? That is the part of cell cycle, cell division chapter. Law of segregation. This point you have to remember. Law of segregation, also known as
Law of purity of gametes.
law of purity of gametes or
First
Or-
law. First law.
first law is based on monohybrid cross. In this, single trait is taken into consideration. And law of segregation simply says each allele segregates into separate gametes. And it is established by meiosis 1. During separation of the homologous chromosome, the allele also segregate. Law of independent assortment is based on dihybrid cross. It is based on dihybrid cross. And 2 or more traits are taken into consideration. Each pair of alleles for genes on separated chromosome segregate into gametes independently. Each pair of alleles for genes on separate chromosome. So, this is the most correct definition which can be understood easily. Each pair of alleles for genes on a separate chromosome. If the genes are present on the same chromosome, do you come across a law of that independent assortment? Even though Mendel was unlucky, Mendel's name was not very familiar in the scientific world. Mendel was lucky that he never studied law of independent assortment experiment by taking the genes present on the same chromosome. If at all he had taken the genes pertaining to height of the plant, position of the flower, he would not have been successful in putting law of independent assortment. If at all he has taken cotyledon color and seed coat color, he would not have succeeded in putting law of independent assortment. Are you following me? Have you understood? Rafa? Aisha is there? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Are you hearing me?
sir. Yes, sir.
Rakesh? Diti,
Yes, sir.
understood? Any doubt? Do you have doubt? Anyone has a doubt? If at all you have doubt, please tell me, sir, we have not understood. If at all you not understood, don't hesitate. Let me go back.
The
Okay.
seed color and seed coat color are present on the same gene.
Seed color, that is quaternion color. And
Yes,
seed
sir.
coat color, yes, present on the same chromosome. Chromosome number 1.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have any doubt? Anyone has any doubt? Am I permitted to move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in your ancient book, it is given why that Mendel became successful. You must know that he has taken very varieties with distinct heritable features like flower color, seed shape, etc. Mendel had strict control over which plant mated with which. Each plant has male and female structure. Pea plant can self-fertilize. Mendel could also cross-pollinate plants, moving pollen from one plant to another. These are all the relatively most characters are controlled by a single gene. Each gene has only 2 alleles, one of which is completely dominant over the other. And these are all made Mendel to become most successful. And this, please have the screenshot of this. Mendel, a monk, formulated the following principles of observations he made during the crossbreeding of pea plant. The principle of dominance states that some unit characters can mask the expression of the other. The law of segregation states that each unit character separates into a different sex cell, gamete. The law of independent absorption states that genes segregate according to chance. And the principle of unit character, this is one more addition. Principle of unit character states that characters as height, color, etc. are inherited separately as a unit, one particular unit. Right? So these are some of the observations of Gregor Mendel. So now, this is what I already told you. How many are there in 1 number, 2 number, like that? I don't want to take up. We shall take up dihybrid test cross. What is dihybrid test cross? What is dihybrid test cross? When a dihybrid of F1 is crossed back with double recessive parent, it is known as dihybrid test cross. Now, in this context, I wanted to tell you, sometimes it will be asked, what is back cross? What is back cross? Okay? Please know that whenever the F1 or F2 hybrid, F1 or F2 hybrid is crossed back with the recessive parent, I repeat, you have to take down, whenever the F1 or F2 hybrid are crossed back with the recessive parent, it is called back cross. Whenever it is crossed with the dominant parent, it is called dominant back cross. Dominant back cross. I repeat, whenever F1 or F2 plants are crossed with the parents, it is back cross. With the parents, it is back cross. If the F1 or F2 hybrid is crossed with the dominant parent, it is the dominant back cross. If it is with the recessive parent, it is called a recessive back cross. Recessive back cross. Recessive back cross is otherwise known as test cross. Recessive back cross is otherwise known as test cross. Are you following me? Understood?
Yes, sir.
So, whenever F1 dihybrid is crossed with the double recessive parent, it is called double test cross. F1 dihybrid. See, this is F1 dihybrid. When the F1 dihybrid is crossed back with the recessive parent, this is the recessive parent. It is called dihybrid test cross. And what is the result of dihybrid test cross? This produces how many gametes? 4 gametes. This produces how many gametes? Only 1 gamete. And this is the progeny. And this progeny appears in 1:1:1:1 ratio. What is the monohybrid test cross ratio?
1:1.
1:1.
1:1. What is the dihybrid test cross ratio? 1 is
1
to
is to 1 is to 1 is to 1.
Now let us come to what is called trihybrid cross. You have seen dihybrid cross. This is a trihybrid cross where the 3 characters are taken into a consideration. And in a trihybrid cross, just to take down this much, in a trihybrid cross, the F2 ratio is 27 is to 9 is to 9 is to 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. Remember 27. Then 3 times 9, 9, 9, 9. 3 times 3, 3, 3, 3, and 1 times 1. Okay, this is the phenotypic ratio of F2 of a trihybrid cross. You just should know. If ever it's asked, you must be in a position to answer. And you have the screenshot of this, which are in 27, which are in 9, which are in 3, which are in 1. Please have the screenshot, and I don't give much time to this. Now with this background, I am going to take up the another important theory. What is the chromosome theory of inheritance? Right? Any doubt so far? Any doubt so far? Hello? Any one of you have any doubt?
No, sir.
Right. Now I am going to take up chromosome theory of inheritance. Just to know what this chromosome theory of inheritance says, it is very simple. Chromosomal theory of inheritance says that genes are present on chromosome. Chromosomes are the vehicles for the genes. When from a parent cell, 2 daughter cells get formed, the genes present on the chromosome, they go to daughter cell. Since chromosomes carry the genes, when the chromosomes pass from parent to the daughter cell, the genes present in the chromosome also pass on to the daughter cells. Mendel published his work on inheritance of characters in 1865. He has presented his paper in 1865, published his paper in 1866. And this, but for several reasons, it remained unrecognized till 1908. Firstly, at that time, communication was not easy in those days, and his work could not be widely publicized. And more than that, it was not printed in English language. And it was Bateson who got, not himself, he got his work published in English language. Earlier, it was in German language. Secondly, his concept of genes or factors in Mendel's work as a stable and discrete units that controlled expression of a trait and of the parapolys which did not blend with each other was not accepted by his contemporaries. His contemporaries, they never ready to agree. What he said? He said that the genes are stable, discrete units that control the expression of traits. Genes are stable. That most of the people wanted to know. If at all genes are stable, how that the children or siblings born to the couple used to be different? And the pairs which never blended, again, the genes never blended with each other. If the genes are never blended, how that the parents used to get the children looking totally different from them? These are the things. And this was not accepted by his contemporaries as an explanation for the apparently continuous variations in nature. The children never used to be exactly like parents. And they wanted to know what is the reason. And he said that it is stable. And he said that it was not showing any blending. Therefore, at that time, Mendel's work was not accepted. Thirdly, Mendel's approach of using mathematics to explain biological phenomena was totally new and unacceptable to many of the biologists, because biologists at that time, they never had any knowledge of maths. Don't tell to others. Even I don't know maths. I don't know maths. I have not studied maths in PUC. And if I only ask anything in my mathematical expression, I cannot understand. I cannot explain it also. And I was born 100 years after Mendel. Remember? If at all he has published it in 1865, his paper, I did my PUC in 1969. Even after 100 years or so, the mathematics was not taught to the biology student. Finally, though Mendel's work suggested that factors or genes were discrete units, He could not provide any physical proof for the existence of factors or say what they are made up of. Understood? He could not say. He could not provide any physical proof for the existence of factor. If it is someone else, you are telling me something is getting passed, factors are getting passed from parents to the offspring. Where are these factors? I don't know. Understood? Are you following me? Are you following me? So, in 1900, three scientists, remember, De Vries from Holland, you have to note down. De Vries from Holland, Quarens from Germany, and von Stermark from Austria. These three scientists independently rediscovered Mendel's result on the inheritance of characters. It is not that they came together. Remember, whenever one does some research work, he has to look into what earlier workers, earlier researchers, earlier scientists have done. De Vries worked at Holland, Quarens worked at Germany, von Stermark worked at Austria, independently on the Paisam Saturn. When they started working, when they are forced to look into the work done by earlier worker, they all surprised to say Mendel has done commendable work on this particular Paisam Saturn and genetics on Paisam Saturn. Also, by this time, due to advancements in microscopy that were taking place, scientists are able to carefully observe cell division. This is the advantage. So, cell division, they could know about cell division. They could know about the chromosome. They could see the movement of chromosome. This led to the discovery of structures in the nucleus that appeared to double and divide just before each cell division. And these structures are nothing but chromosomes colored bodies, which are visualized by staining. So when microscope got invented, when chromosomes got identified, and when they studied successfully cell division, now it became very clear that about which are these the factors, where they are situated, and how they move from parent to the offspring. Now, by 1902, the chromosome movement during meiosis had been worked out. Walter Sutton and Theodore Boveri noted that behavior of chromosomes was parallel to the behavior of genes. What do you mean by that? Behavior of chromosome, what that behavior of chromosome? Behavior of chromosome is that from parent to they used to go to daughter cells. So they noticed that behavior of gene chromosomes was parallel to the behavior of genes and used chromosome movement to explain Mendel's law. So when the chromosomes move from parent to daughter cells, the genes are present on the chromosome. Obviously, they have to move. If at all you sit in the bus, wherever the bus goes, you have to go. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Whenever genes are present in the chromosome, the chromosomes move from parent to daughter cell. Genes present on the chromosome also should move. This is what simple chromosome theory of inheritance. Look here. This is what here. In a G1, the homologous chromosomes are present in one copy. In a G2, they got a doubled. Replication of the DNA resulted in a duplication of the chromosome. So one homologous chromosome became two. And now, in meiosis 1, homologous chromosomes, they get separated. In meiosis 2, you see that the sister chromosomes, they get separated. So whatever the genes are present here, they got duplicated here. We say that if at all the DNA is a 2C here, it is a 4C here, it is a 4C here, and it is a 2C here, and again 2C here. So you see replication of the DNA to result in duplication chromosome, and duplicated chromosome now gets separated in the meiosis 1, then in meiosis 2, sister chromosomes separate. So each gamete gets a 1 allele, 1 gene per the character. I hope you understood. This is what the law of independent says. Now the question is that comparison between the behavior of chromosome and genes. Now, occurs in pair. Segregate the time of gamete formation such that only one of each pair is transmitted to a gamete. Segregated gamete formation, only one of each pair is transmitted to a gamete. Independent pairs segregate independently of each other. One pair segregates independently of another pair. Now they have asked in this which is chromosome and which is gene. Have you taught this? Have been taught? Now, yeah. Kanisa,
Yes, sir.
Rafa, Aisha, who else? Janani, Rakesh, Diti. You just to coolly think this A is for chromosome and B for the gene. Just to think about yourself. Okay. Now, the important things to remember are that chromosomes as well as genes occur in pair. Chromosomes as well as genes occur in pair. The two alleles of a gene pair are located on homologous sites on homologous chromosome. The two alleles of a gene pair, are located on homologous site. Always remember the alleles pertaining to a particular gene, they should occur in the same locus. Same locus. Not that one allele here, another allele here. Not like that. So, during anaphase of meiosis 1, the two chromosomes of pair can align at a metaphase split independently of each other. To understand this, compare the chromosomes of 4 different color here. You can see here. See, this is what? This is another important point. This is a homologous chromosome, one homologous chromosome. This is another homologous chromosome. Now, what you see? Independent assortment of chromosome. Here, the red one, the orange one. So, okay. What is this color? Right? Yeah. Red one and green one. You see, red and green, they have gone together. Here, yellow and red. This is orange. What is that? Pink or what is that color?
Orange.
Orange. This one? Yeah, okay. So, this orange and green, they have these two chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes have gone together. And here, see, orange and red. That means they can go as they like. There is no compulsion at all. Probability one long orange and short green chromosome and a long yellow and short red chromosome at the same pole. Here, one long orange and short red chromosome and a long yellow and short green chromosome at the same pole. They are free to go at their own wish. That is what it is said in the previous slide. Saturn Boveri argued that pairing and separation of a pair chromosome would lead to segregation of a pair of factors they carried. Are you agreeing with me? Do you agree with this? Any doubt here? Pairing and separation of a chromosome. You know, chromosomes, they come. You have studied in meiosis, leptoten, zygoten. Well, come on. What is that? Leptoten, zygoten. Yeah, who will tell? All the other three. Quick. Leptoten, zygoten. Yeah, what is Kanisa?
Baccatin.
Leptoten, zygoten.
Packaging. Dikinesis, diplotin.
Leptoten, zygoten, packaging, diplotin, dikinesis. During zygoten, love appears between pattern and metal chromosome. Attraction, zygoten, followed by leptoten, zygoten, packaging, crossing over, followed by diplotin, sliding of the chiasma, and dikinesis, separation, and they are held only by the two ends. We shall study that later. Saturn argued that pairing and separation of a pair of chromosome would lead to segregation of a pair of factors they carried. I hope this is what chromosomal theory. Sutton united the knowledge of the chromosomal segregation with the Mendelian principle and called it chromosomal theory of inheritance. I hope it is understood. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now I'll be taking another one. Following this synthesis of idea, it is a synthesis of idea. Please remember, Sutton and Boveri, they never did any experiment. They just synthesized the idea. They knew chromosomes they get separated and predicted, and they said, because the genes or factors are present on the chromosome, when the chromosomes get separated, the genes also get separated. And this is what synthesis of idea, and this is what they have said about the genes and chromosomes. But experimental proof was given by another person. The experimental verification of the chromosome theory was done by Thomas Hunt Morgan, T.H. Morgan, very important. And his colleagues led to discovering the basis for the variation that sexual reproduction produces. I'll tell about this Morgan later. Morgan worked with the tiny fruit flies Drosophila melanogaster, which are found very suitable for such studies. Have you seen Drosophila melanogaster? Rafa? Aisha? Navia? Did you?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Where?
Around the fruits.
Yeah. If at all you keep banana, if you don't keep any vegetable, you get plenty of them. Morgan worked with the tiny fruit flies Drosophila melanogaster, which are found very suitable for such studies. I must tell something about Morgan. Have I said? Have I said before?
No, sir.
Thomas and Morgan was working on a rat, mice. Okay, most of the genetics scientists were working on mice because they are plentifully available and no one puts any suit on them telling that they kill the animal. And one day to Morgan's lab, his girlfriend entered. This girlfriend gave one gift and went away. Gift given by girlfriend, it has very much value, very high value. What Morgan did, he cultured this gift. What is that gift? Gift is nothing but Drosophila melanogaster fruit fly. The fruit fly was given by friend of Morgan, and Morgan cultured it. Every day he was seeing these tiny fruit flies. One day he was surprised to see in the entire group of red-eyed fly, they all had a red eye. All of a sudden, he saw one white fly. And when he got white fly, he got surprised. Oh, white eye. And he just crossed this white eye fly. He just crossed this white eye fly. White eye fly was male. He crossed this arranged marriage between white eye fly and red eye fly. Red eye fly, female. White eye fly, male. Now, he wanted to know which eye color will be born, where the fly will be born with which eye color. You tell me which eye color? Which eye color will be born? To his surprise, when he saw F1, all the F1 were with a red eye. All the F1 were with the red eye. Whether it's a male or female, all the F1 were red eye. What is inference? All F1 were red eye colored fly. What is the inference? Come on. Hello?
All of them were parental type.
Pardon?
Parental type.
I am telling you, when the red eye female is crossed with white eye
The
male.
red eye is the dominant one.
Yeah, who said it?
Navya.
Navya, good. So, red eye is the dominant over white eye. Now, F1 flies were interbred in the F2. When you saw the males, they are 50% red-eyed, 50% white-eyed. The females were all red-eyed. There were no white fly. There were no fly with white eye. I repeat, in the F1, all were red-eyed. In the F1 were self-eyed. In the F2, amongst males, 50% red-eyed, 50% white-eyed. Amongst female, all females were red-eyed in the F2, and no females were found with white eye. He thought that something has gone wrong. Again he repeated, one more time, two more time, three more time. 100 times he did, the result was same. Until then, it was thought that the gene for eye color, body character, somatic character, the gene for eye color, like a body character, are situated on a autosome. You know, there are two types of chromosome in the body. One is autosome and one is allosome. You know how many autosomes? We have out of 23 pairs of chromosome, 22 pairs are autosome, one pair sex chromosome, also known as heterosome, also known as allosome. So, until then, all genetics scientists believed that the genes for sexual character are present on sex chromosome, and all characters related genes are present on autosome. And now Morgan started telling, come on, my dear friends, come here. I have something new thing to tell you. In my fly, gene for eye color is present on a sex chromosome and not on autosome. What is that? Gene for bodily characters, somatic characters are present on sex chromosome, X chromosome, and not on autosome. The entire genetics field got shaken. Is it? Is it the body character genes are present on sex chromosome? X chromosome? Come on, yes, it is true. I have the proof for that. What is the result, you know? What is the result, you know? This Morgan got Nobel Prize. He got Nobel Prize. He got Nobel Prize because of whom? Rafa, Aisha, Navia, Duty, because of whom? Janani.
Fruit flies.
Huh? Who said
Fruit
it?
flies.
Who said it?
Rafa.
Hey,
Rafa.
Rafa. Duty, he got Nobel Prize because of whom?
Fruit fly.
Hey, Navya. He got Nobel
Sir,
Prize
he said
because
that
of his
gene for bodily character are present on sex
girlfriend.
chromosome.
Because of his girlfriend. Is it not? Is it not?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it not? So if at all anyone has to achieve anything, one should have girlfriend. Not like that. Not like that. One should have good friend. Understood? Clear? Clear? So thereafter, lot work was done. Rakesh on the dress-up element. Rakesh, are you there? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Why you did not tell about girlfriend? So thereafter, lot of work was done on Drosophila melanogaster, and Drosophila melanogaster is considered as Cinderella of genetics. Cinderella of genetics. So they could be grown on simple synthetic medium in laboratory. You can also grow. I have cultured thousands of them. They complete, this is very important part, they complete their life cycle in about 2 weeks. And a single mating could produce a large number of progeny flies. Also, there's a clear differentiation of the sexes. The male and female flies are easily distinguishable. You can make out. The male is very small, slim, Raja, and female is Dummy, big one. Also, it has many types of hereditary variation that can be seen with a low power microscope. See here? Is it not? Which is the male, which is the female? Male. Female. Bulky. Fatty. Okay. Right. Now, linkage and recombination. Morgan carried out several dihybrid crosses in Drosophila to study genes that were sex-linked. What do you mean by sex-linked? Sex-linked means the genes that are present on sex chromosome are called sex-linked. Character is sex-linked character, and its inheritance is called sex-linked inheritance. So it was a Morgan who pioneered. It was Morgan who, for the first time, brought about the sex-linked character. He told about sex-linked gene. He told about sex-linked inheritance. The crosses were similar to the dihybrid crosses carried out by Mendel in peace. For example, Morgan hybridized. What he did? Morgan crossed, hybridized. That means a crossing to pure breeding. Yellow-bodied, white-eyed female. He crossed that with the brown-bodied, red-eyed males and intercrossed their F1 progeny. What he did? He chose female. He chose female with the yellow body and white eye. And he crossed his female with the brown-bodied, red-eyed male. Remember, yellow-bodied, white-eyed female is a recessive character. It is a recessive character. Brown-bodied, red eye is a dominant character. That means brown body is a dominant over yellow. Red eye is a dominant over white eye. Are you following me? Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
You are understanding? Is it genetics is very difficult or easy, boring?
No, sir.
Am I very fast?
No, sir.
No? Really no? I know. This is not that. In other classes, I used to take nearly 20 hours for this topic, but we have no go. So, the brown body is the dominant over yellow, red eye is dominant to white eye. He observed that, look here, two genes did not segregate independently of each other. He observed that two genes did not segregate independently of each other, and F2 ratio deviated very significantly from 9:3:3:1 ratio. And what he got? He got a 7:1:7 ratio. 7:1:1:7. What should have been the ratio? 9:3:3:1. Why? Why this deviation? Because two genes did not segregate independently. What must be the reason? What must be the reason? What must be the reason? The genes are present
Linkage
on,
of
genes are present on same chromosome. They were sex
Linked genes.
sex linked genes. That means they are present on sex chromosome. What chromosome? X chromosome, sex chromosome. Morgan and his group knew that genes were located on the X chromosome, and so quickly that when the two genes in a diabetic cross were situated on the same chromosome, when the two genes in a diabetic cross were situated on the same chromosome, the proportion of a parental gene combination were much more higher than non-parental type. Non-parental type. And I have told you, 9:3:3:1 in diabetic cross. Please let me know. Who will tell? You will get another star. In this, which are all parental, which are all recombination, new combination? In usual 9:3:3:1, we have studied diabetic cross. Which combinations are parental?
9 and 1.
Yeah.
9 and 1.
9 and 1. Who said it?
Aisha.
Aisha. Very good. Star of the day. In this diabetic cross, 9. What is that 9, Aisha? Aisha.
Dominant,
What is
sir.
that 9? What
Dominant.
character, yeah?
Yellow.
Yellow round. What's
Yellow.
yellow? Yellow round. What is that one? What is that one?
Wha-
What is that one? What is that one? Green? Where are you, Aisha? I will take back that star. Hello.
Sir, network issues.
What network issue? One is
Sir,
one is
one is yellow round and then wrinkled
9
green.
is yellow round. One is
9 is yellow round and one is wrinkled green.
wrinkled green. Yeah, yellow round. Then you have to see green wrinkled. Yellow, green, round, wrinkled,
Okay.
green wrinkled. And what are these 9? These yellow round and green wrinkled are actually parents. Parental combination. They are parental combination. Trees. What is tree? Yellow. What others are doing? Trees.
Yellow
Yellow
wrinkle.
wrinkled.
Yellow wrinkled.
And this
Green
Green.
Round green.
green round.
round.
Okay, and these are new combination. These are new combination, recombination, new combination, and these two are parental combination. So coming back, Morgan attributed this to the physical association or linkage of two genes and coined the term linkage to describe this physical association of genes on a chromosome, and the term recombination to describe the generation of non-parental gene recombination, non-parental gene combination. Remember, Morgan attributed this due to physical association. What do you mean by that? Physical association means genes occurring on the same chromosome. That is linkage of the two genes. Whenever we say the genes are present in the same chromosome, we say that they are linked gene. Whenever genes are present in other different chromosome, we say they are unlinked gene or non-linked gene. Morgan attributed this due to physical association linkage of and coined the term linkage. Always ask a question, who coined the term linkage? Morgan. To describe this physical association of genes on a chromosome, and the term recombination to describe generation of a non-parental gene combination. Okay, I will study that in this figure. So I will be stopping it here, and we will take up this tomorrow in the tomorrow class. Okay, tomorrow's class.